In today's video, we're breaking down two major global tensions: the dispute over the Druzhba oil pipeline involving Russia, Ukraine, and Hungary, and the rising military pressure between the United States and Iran near the Strait of Hormuz. Energy, security, and power politics. Let's understand what's really happening. Tension between Russia and Hungary's. Tensions across Europe escalated sharply after Ukraine accused Russia of damaging the Druzhba oil pipeline during a January 27th airstrike. This pipeline isn't just another piece of infrastructure. It's one of the longest oil pipelines in the world, and its southern branch runs directly through Ukrainian territory, delivering Russian crude to Hungary and Slovakia. Notably, these are the only two European Union members still heavily dependent on this route. From Moscow's standpoint, the Kremlin has not openly admitted to deliberately targeting the pipeline. However, Russia continues its broader military campaign across Ukraine, striking what it considers strategic infrastructure. Since the war began, energy facilities have repeatedly been caught in the crossfire, whether intentionally or as collateral damage. After the reported strike, oil deliveries to Hungary and Slovakia were disrupted in February, following already reduced volumes in January. Hungary's Prime Minister, Viktor Orbán, has taken a particularly strong position. He argues that Ukraine's efforts to restrict Russian energy flows directly threaten Hungary's national interests. Budapest insists its priority is simple: protect energy security and ensure affordable fuel for Hungarian citizens. Alongside Slovakia, Hungary has resisted the European Union's plan to phase out Russian oil and gas imports by 2027, claiming the transition is economically risky and too rapid. From this perspective, the issue isn't just about war, it's about sovereignty, economic survival, and resisting what they view as political pressure from Brussels and Kyiv. If you believe energy security should come first, even during wartime tensions, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for deeper global analysis every week. Ukraine's response and position. On the other side of this escalating dispute, Ukraine has responded forcefully. Kyiv directly accused Russia of damaging the Druzhba oil pipeline during the January 27th airstrike. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiga publicly criticized both Moscow and Budapest, even sharing images of Ukrainian firefighters extinguishing flames from the damaged infrastructure. Ukraine's message is firm and uncompromising. Russia's aggression is the root cause of the crisis. According to Kyiv, Moscow's repeated attacks on infrastructure inside Ukrainian territory continue to threaten not just Ukraine, but regional energy stability across Europe. Sybiga also accused Hungary of applying double standards. While Budapest voiced strong concern about oil transit disruptions, it stopped short of directly condemning Moscow for the damage. From Ukraine's perspective, that silence speaks volumes. Kyiv further argues that Hungary and Slovakia have had ample time to diversify their energy supplies. The European Union has already committed to phasing out Russian oil and gas imports by 2027. For Ukraine, continuing to buy Russian energy effectively channels financial resources back into Moscow's war effort. In this view, the pipeline incident is about far more than oil. It represents a test of European unity, accountability, and long-term security. Ukraine positions itself not only as defending its own sovereignty, but as protecting broader European stability from ongoing aggression. Should the EU accelerate its break from Russian energy, even if it brings short-term economic pain? Share your opinion in the comments. Tension between the United States and Iran. Shifting to the Middle East, recent naval movements highlight growing strategic tension between the United States and Iran. Although a recent collision between U.S. vessels occurred during a routine replenishment operation, the broader picture reveals increased American military focus on deterring Tehran. The United States has expanded naval deployments across critical waterways, including the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow passage through which a significant portion of the world's oil supply flows. These routes are vital to global energy markets and international trade. Washington frames its presence as defensive. The United States Navy aims to protect commercial shipping, reassure regional allies, and maintain freedom of navigation. At the same time, U.S. officials continue to voice concerns over Iran's nuclear ambitions, ballistic missile program, and support for regional proxy groups. When American leaders mention potential extensive strikes, it is typically presented as deterrence, a warning designed to prevent escalation rather than initiate open conflict. Naval destroyers and support ships allow the U.S. to maintain long-term operational readiness, signaling both capability and resolve. In essence, the U.S. strategy combines military visibility with diplomatic pressure. The objective is to project strength, discourage aggression, and ensure that global trade routes remain secure. If you're following these global power shifts, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because understanding strategy today helps you predict tomorrow. Iran's response. From Tehran's perspective, increased U.S. naval activity near its waters is seen as a direct act of pressure. Iranian leaders argue that foreign military presence in the Persian Gulf destabilizes the region rather than protects it. They insist that regional security should be managed by local nations, not outside powers. When U.S. deployments increase or discussions of potential strikes emerge, Iran often responds with strong rhetoric and visible military demonstrations. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps frequently conducts naval drills, missile tests, and drone exercises to signal readiness and deterrence. Iran also emphasizes its geographic leverage over the Strait of Hormuz. While it has not closed the strait, officials periodically warn that escalating sanctions or military pressure could lead to disruptions. These statements serve more as strategic leverage than immediate threats. Diplomatically, Tehran accuses Washington of economic warfare through sanctions and maintains that its nuclear program is defensive and peaceful. From Iran's narrative, American military buildup is part of a broader campaign aimed at weakening the Iranian state. In summary, both sides frame their actions as defensive, yet each views the other as the aggressor. The tension remains high, with signals of strength on both fronts, but so far, careful steps to avoid direct large-scale confrontation. Do you think this standoff will remain controlled, or could it escalate further? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more global deep dives.